Friends, today I, a student of the enlightened teacher, will raise a difficult topic about death. No matter how painful and scary it is, each of us will face it more than once in our life. And I will tell you what is happening after death and what phrase can help loved ones in this important transition period. This knowledge will give an understanding of the structure of the world, and that the physical level of life and the subtle, which is not visible to the eye, that they are inextricably linked. When people find out what happens after death, it's a paradox. Life becomes more understandable, free from fear and uncertainty. A base of internal support increases inside, on which you can build happy relationships, financial independence, and joy from purpose and self-realization. This helps to survive the pain of loss, gives meaning. My name is Karina Faleeva, and I have been studying the structure of the world for 20 years, with help of a huge number of books on psychology, spiritual development, and the main thing is that I consolidate this in practice. For the last 3 years, I have been living in a retreat center near Sochi, and all my day is about active meditation and conscious exploration of the world. There is a Tibetan book of the dead, which was written by Karma Lingpa, an apprentice of Guru Rinpoche. In the world of Buddhism, Rinpoche is revered as the second Buddha. In the Book of the Dead, it is written what needs to be done to help the deceased overcome the obstacles of martyrdom after death in the subtle world and gain freedom and peace. At the end of this video, I will give 4 practical recommendations on how to help your loved ones after their death, and 1 powerful phrase that will give you the opportunity to pass these tests faster after death. Even for those who led an unconscious lifestyle, lied, condemned, caused pain to other people. Well, let's start with the fact that there is a special science, Thanatology, which studies death. It was founded by a Nobel laureate in the field of psychology and medicine, our compatriot Ilya Mechnikov. Although the interest in life after death and subtle bodies existed throughout the history of mankind. Although at school we were told that death is there and no one comes back from there. In fact, scientists still do not know what death is. And even in 1998, the International Association for Study of Near-Death Experiences was created. However, the wisest teachers and later the Theosophical Society in the West have long known the answers to these questions. And now I will tell you and show how it happens. This pyramid will help me, since we are entering the territory of metaphysics. There are a lot more subtle bodies in reality than 7. Well, for us to understand the transition process, 4 first ones will be enough. We will leave the rest for another time. The first is our physical body. Well, what happens to it after death, we already know. The first protection is the etheric, vital body, and it is responsible for health. Those who have it developed are called heroes. These are strong physical people, and you can see them right away. And this body connects the physical body and all other subtle bodies. It's kind of a wire, and after death it's transformed during 9 days. It's important to understand, and here it's important to emphasize that everything that we're talking today yesterday is within the framework of the concept. And these are certain concepts for understanding through the mind, because all subtle things, well, they're generally inexplicable, but we will try to translate it into our language. The next is the essential, or as it usually called, the astral body, which is responsible for emotions. And then there is mental, thoughts, intuitions, dreams. And in these two bodies, the mind operates. When a person passes the so-called exam, once they work on mistakes, considering and working out the experience that person received in life. As we understand, the most difficult thing here is to re-examine the experience. This is what etymology is. When a person did not do well in life, lived not conscientiously, this is how they go hell. And this work on mistakes, again, within the framework of the concept, takes place around 40 days after death. But there are good news. This work on mistakes can be done in real life, and then after death, avoid these difficult trails. What do you need to do to accomplish this? You'll find out today in this video. An interesting point that I have not heard anyone talking about somewhere in direct sources. Attention! Now I will share with you some valuable knowledge, and probably if you are watching this video, you have already heard about awakening. You know what it is. The transition from the intellectual, conceptual plan to the emotional plan. Death. It is an awakening. But at the same time, we lose the body and nothing can be fixed. It's a game over in the physical sense. We remember, yes, our pyramid, because there are other subtle bodies that we will need to master. It's evolution, it's development. And here, in the physical sense, it's much more convenient and faster to do. But while we have a body, through action, we can fix everything here. Even if it seems to you that there is no way out, we can learn much faster in life. And we really have all the chances to do it in one life. You know, Dostoevsky said, you have to love life more than the meaning of it. And Steve Jobs, in his speech to the graduates of Stanford University, said, death is probably the best invention in life. It is the cause of change. It removes the old to give way to the new. You know, these great masters, they say that there is no special purpose. We have a life, and death is given to us, so we appreciate it. After all, without it, how would we do it? For example, The Savior of the World is a book and a film based on the real story of Nian Brinkle. He was an ordinary American guy, a skeptic, until he was struck by lightning. He experienced a clinical death, and not one, where he was shown the future and how his actions influenced other people. And this period of mourning, working on mistakes, he felt it on himself. And when he returned, he, of course, rethought all his life. His worldview has turned upside down. He started to share his knowledge to help other people who are dying in hospices. Brinkle understood that we can really live here in life, like in heaven, and we don't have to die and do this work there. We can do it over here. And he still spreads his knowledge and helps people. And life, the matrix, has everything, absolutely everything for us to do this inner work, to go through it. And for those who feel that he is already ready for this, wants to do it, to live a decent, happy life, we have prepared 3 lessons. Go to the link in the description. And an important point is that unconscious life will involve the same performance after death, working on mistakes, cleansing period. Do not think that death is the way out and redemption from suffering, as many believe it. The same thing will happen there, the same training, the same correction of mistakes. Therefore, If you are already here, if you are watching this video, you are definitely ready to help. First of all, to yourself and to those who have already left, who did not have time to find out about it while they were alive. You can become a real support for the dead if you understand what is happening and if your level of awareness and spiritual development allows you to help in a subtle way, even while being here in the body. Because those who died without this knowledge after death, they're scared, they feel anxiety and incomprehension of what they're doing, why no one is answering them, where is their body. They do not understand that they need to return home, that is, make this path of transformation. This topic is so deep that, well, right now you can feel it. Just close your eyes and feel it. This is a process of evolution, and even after death, it cannot be stopped. This is the essence of this matrix, the inseparability of the physical and the subtle. You know, when a child finishes a school and goes to university in another city, and for the first time comes along to big city, moves into a campus with other students, what do parents feel? They want to help. At least somehow, at least with a word, or maybe send money, everything they can help with. Helping people who found themselves in new stressful circumstances is our nature. And as you understand, on the subtle plan, we will not be able to transfer money. We will not be able to call them like people on other side. And they won't be able to Google, ask for advice, they can't change anything. But you can help them to change the situation. As the great writer Salinger said, if a person is dead, you can't stop loving him, damn it, especially if he was the best of all living, you know. And now we are approaching the most important part. You can write it down so you have it and do not forget it. How we can help our loved ones who are already in a subtle sense without a body, without ability to change anything. You do not need to study ancient foliants or go to monasteries in Tibet or look for meetings with enlightened teachers or go to India and find this knowledge. It's all done for you. You know that the most important thing is the first 9 days after death. Because a person is shocked by this transition. He needs your support. And as I promised, now there will be 4 simple recommendations and a phrase which will facilitate their transformation and help you get through this period together with the person who is already gone. The first one is obvious. You probably already do it and you know about it. But to make it as simple as possible for a person who already left, it's necessary to do it consciously. It is to speak, to remember the deceased with warmth, kindness. When I lost a close person, and unfortunately this year it happened twice. Well, I mean, I lost 2 close family members, my grandmother and my uncle. And I knew that they can hear us, and not only what we say, but also they hear our thoughts. And I felt how my support really helps them to become calmer, to endure this period. It does not mean that you need to walk with a stone face, not to cry and to keep this pain in yourself, to endure it. No, it's not about that. It's about going to the crossroads with egoism, which tells you, I stayed here alone, you left me, I'm in pain. You are here in the world of the living, you are among people, and the person is alone there, and no one but you and your loved ones can help him. Therefore, do not spare yourself, but live it. We in Retreat Center are just learning how to disconnect with this identity as a personality and enter this force into the source which is within us. The second point, the second recommendation is about alcohol and fatty foods, heavy food, because it destroys not only physical body, but also, in a subtle sense, the mind. Eat fruits, vegetables, light food. Of course, the dead do not eat, but this energy will allow them to make this transition more qualitatively, to evolve. And the next is prayer. Prayer is not something religious. These are words from heart, from the soul. Well, as you understand, we can change everything here, as long as we have life. We have freedom of will. This is the rule of this game. But the deceased ones do not have this. They cannot help themselves. Only you can do this. Ask your close friends, at least in the first 3-4 days, to help you. Let go. Don't hold the person. There are many techniques that can be used for that. One of my favorite is 5 letters technique. You need sheets of paper to write by hand. This is important. The first letter is a letter of complaint. In it, you pop out everything that you had, grudges, what has been accumulated, even what you were left with, until it runs out. You write for yourself. The paper will endure everything. That is, don't be afraid to offend or somehow interfere with a person's transition period with your low energy. This is exactly what you need to do in this exercise, and do it until you feel relieved. Then move to the next letter. The second letter is a letter of forgiveness. I forgive you for, and list everything that you forgive this person for. The third one is about asking to forgive me for my inattention, insults, accusations, rudeness, and ignorance. Write everything. And the fourth letter is a letter of greatness. You are great to me because. Write everything. The fifth and final letter is a letter of gratitude. In it, we write all the insights that happened to you while you were writing these 5 letters. It may have taken a day or 2. Give yourself a chance to do it. And what you would like to do together, what were your plans? Write everything that you want to thank a person for. First of all, you write these letters and do it all for yourself. Remember that your state is very important. And when we share kindness and gratitude with our loved ones, it is one thing. Even more important and powerful if you forgive and thank someone towards whom you felt resentment and did not have time to forgive it. For example, the father, maybe who was drinking and beating you, or maybe he left you when you were 3 years old. You know this famous song by Buster, which is called Samsara, where he says that when I'm gone, I will sing with the voices of my children and voices of their children. We are just being swapped. This is the law of samsara. And the final and one of the main recommendations that I wanted to give you is a phrase that can be spoken because there is an opportunity for the person who passed away to get out of the matrix, go to the exit. So we tell him, go to the light, choose the light, go to the light. Everything is okay. Speak it as if you are speaking to a loved one. Be in a supportive position. It is actually harder for him than it's for you. You know, when a child learns to walk, he falls, gets up, and while you are in the room with him, he's fine, everything's fine. But as soon as you leave, he starts crying, he's worried. And when you transmit your inner strength for the deceased, it helps them to gain this wisdom faster. It helps them in their transition. Your sincere desire to help. This is what plays the main role in this helping. To learn more about how this world works, what I'm doing here, and who am I, we will tell you in our classes. And we have prepared a free course for you. Take this course, the link is in the description. This is what helps to gain this inner support. And after that, no one will ever be able to knock you out of your feet. Not trauma because of loss or bankruptcy of your business. Nothing. This inner support will always be with you. Everyone is needed in this world. Everyone is important. And if you have any questions or any insights, how you were experiencing such period, and how you were helped in such circumstances, share in the comments below and help each other. Be a positive input into another person. We usually give this type of knowledge only on our closed programs, on more advanced levels. But now it's the time when it was necessary to share. I hope you will accept it. Take this knowledge. Take care of life. Live it. Enrich your life. Live your loved ones. And while you are still in this body, while you have this opportunity, take good care of them. It's very valuable. And we don't even realize our luck. And as said the great emperor, the philosopher Mark Aurelius, death smiles to all of us. What can a person do? Smile in response.